Hi, and welcome to SwimTopia, home of intuitive team and meet software you'll love to use. My name is Megan, and I am one of the customer happiness specialists here at SwimTopia. I'm a swim parent and a volunteer just like you. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Our quick how-to videos cover a variety of topics that will help you get the most out of our software. Okay, so this is going to be just a quick tutorial on how to create a wait list for your registration. You're going to need to have two registrations. So your first would be your regular summer or whatever season registration form. And the second would be your waitlist form, which you need to make sure is marked as private. So let's take a look at this first. So you'll create your waitlist form, and you'll want to put some sort of information in the description about what this registration form is. So here, this is letting the person know that there's a wait list for their swimmer age group. The form is capturing their contact information in case a spot becomes available on the team, at which point we would notify them. You be sure to mark that the form is private, and then this is a minimal form. All you're trying to do here is probably capture the parent's name, email, address, and then the name and age of the child that they would like to put on the wait list. So I have not checked any other boxes other than to enforce the age limits for my swim team. And then if you do have a league acknowledgement section attached to all of your registrations, you'll want to make sure that you remove that. So if you see this, which is automatically added if you're part of a league to all of your registration forms, you'll need to be sure that you remove this section. Otherwise, even when the swimmers register just for the wait list, they will be charged the league fee. So you'll need to be sure that you remove this section from your wait list form by clicking on the remove section. And then it will turn gray if it's not added to your registration form. After you've completed the first part of your form, you can skip all of the rest of these tabs up here. Just confirm that none of these are enabled. You're going to want all of these turned off. Even the payment section, there's no need to pay for a wait list until you get to the confirmation page. Now here, again, I like to put the information about the fact that this is a wait list and what the process is going to be for them if a spot opens up. And then again, I would check the box for custom message for confirmation email. I would put that information again in the email message just to be sure that the parents have a record that they've been added to the waitlist, and confirming to them that this is not a registration for the regular team, this is only for the waitlist. Once you've completed all of those, you're going to want to click the Save button. Now, before we go into your regular registration and link up the waitlist, be sure that you copy the link here because we're going to need that private link in just a minute. So we're going to copy this to the clipboard. So now I have it copied. And then I'm going to go into my regular registration, and I'm going to go to Edit Registration Limits. And now here, I can choose if I want to do an overall registration limit where I only want 50 people on the team total. And then once it's over that number, it just keeps putting everybody on a wait list, or I can decide if I want to limit my registrations only by age group. If that's the case, I can check this box, and then I could type in the number of swimmers that I want to limit. So for example here, if I want to allow, let's say 5 of each of these, I can do that. Now I've already set this up to limit my girls 6 and under and boys 6 and under to 1. So you can see that this is sold out. This way we can see what happens with the wait list. And so then here again for the registration limit message, this is basically what the parent's going to see if they try to register a swimmer in an age group that is not available. So it's telling you it's full in that age group. You've created a wait list to capture the contact information, and they need to complete that to be added to the wait list. This is where you're going to want to link that private registration form that we just copied. So you'll paste in the form. I recommend opening it in a new tab so that they don't lose their spot on the registration form that they're in as well. And then you're going to insert that in here. And now we will save these changes. You do want to make sure that both of these are open. If one of them, like if you don't open your wait list, if people go to click on it, once something fills up and that wait list is closed, they won't be able to put themselves on the wait list. So you do want to make sure you have your wait list open at the same time that you have your regular registration open. So now we'll look at this from the parent's view to see what they'll see. So they come to your page and they're going to register for your team, and they're going to complete their registration information. So I'll fill this out for you and catch up in just a second. Now you can already see here that there is a note letting us know that the following groups are filled and registrations will not be accepted for these athletes. And it does list the girls 6 and under and boys 6 and unders. And then here is where you see that information for the wait list. Well, let's say that I'm a parent and I'm not paying attention. So I've entered my swimmer here and they are 6. So we're going to see what happens when we try to register them. So the system wouldn't let me pass on. It gives me a message here saying the boys 6 and under group is sold out and Robbie Coleman cannot be registered at this time. So as a parent, I would want to go back down here now and read this. And then I will click on the wait list. And now I'm taken to the waitlist form where I can fill out the same information. So give me a moment to do that. So I've entered in my parent information and the athlete information, and notice there's no other information requested on this form, and I'm going to register them. Now I get this message letting me know that I have registered him for the waitlist and I'll be contacted if a spot becomes available on the team. Now at the same time, I could close this window out and return back to the original registration. And if I had a different athlete that I needed to add here, maybe I need to add in his brother. Let's do Samuel. And he was born in 2014. Yeah, and now I'm going to try to register him. And I can move along and register that athlete. So you want to let your parents know that if they've added one swimmer to the wait list, they can go back and complete the registration for that second swimmer. So now we'll check out, and I have registered Sam, but Robbie is on the wait list. Okay, now we're going to go look and see what that looks like from the admin side. So back on our admin panel under registration, we can now see that we have somebody on the wait list. And if we go look at that, we can see James and Robbie. And it will tell us his age so we know what age group he's in. Now, the important thing to remember is that any swimmer that is in the pending or the approved status is actually considered as an active member of your roster, and they will show up on your people page. So example here, if we look at James and Robbie, they are pending right now. So if we go to our people page, here we can see James and Robbie are both showing up here. So here's Robbie. So even though they're on the wait list, because they're in that approved status or pending, they're going to be active on the roster. So what we would want to do to make sure that they are not receiving any information about the team or any invites to sign up for meets or anything like that is we are going to want to make sure that we move these swimmers to the rejected status. So you will need to manually be checking your waitlist registrations, and as you see people register for that waitlist, you will want to go in and reject them. Basically, rejected is going to let you know that you've seen them, you know they're on the waitlist, you know you're managing them, but they are not going to be active on your roster. And now if we go back here and we refresh our screen, we can see that Samuel's listed now, but Robbie is not. His parent still stays active, and that's because he does have an active affiliation from registering Samuel, but Robbie will not show up in meet entries or any of the information on the page until he is moved into the approved or pending status. So let's say that a spot opens up for this age group, then you would want to have an email ready to go. You can click on this little email button here. And then you can communicate to him and let him know, hey, there's a spot open up, and you can go in and you can register Robbie now. And then what will happen is it's okay for him to stay on that rejected wait list. and then he just goes and signs up. If you want some way of kind of tracking that you did, maybe email them and let them know. If you revert them back to pending, once they've registered, you can do that. That's not gonna cause any duplications or any issues, but basically it's gonna just kind of mark that person twice, but now you'll know that that person is not still on the wait list. If you have any questions about that, we do have an article on the waitlist in our help center. Our help center can be found at help.swimtopia.com. You can search for waitlist. And then there's an entire article that walks you through the same steps that I just took you through in this video. Again, if you have any additional questions, you can always feel free to reach out to us at the Customer Happiness Team. Our email is help@swimtopia.com.